that first, I suppose.
Yeah, obviously we're disappointed with the result. It'll be interesting to see how Rosenborg do going forward. I think they're a very good side, but unfortunately from our point of view, the 25th minute in the last 3 European games has been a bad moment for us because it's despite the starting match as well, we've conceded, and ultimately we've conceded soft goals in those games, and there's always an uphill battle. But you know, you still our lads stuck at it, kept going, but you could see the quality and the pace and movement, and you know, I think you know, over 2 games Rosenborg have proven, you know, that they're a better side. If they're a better side, you take your hat off them.
Questions?
Were you impressed with how you started the game?
Absolutely, we started really well. It was very much like last week, but you know, unfortunately, again we had a number of corners. We maybe 1.5 chance, but the difference is that in these games at the highest level, European football, they're really clinical, you know. But I suppose the first goal came, we were under a little bit of pressure for a few minutes, didn't probably clear it properly, but still at the same time we would have expected to do the cross, and so just disappointed from that point of view. And even the second goal, the one kick out goes over the heads, and you know, probably the lads were a little bit deflated, but you know, I think overall the pace, the movement of Rosenborg was really good, and you know, look, at half time it wasn't a great position for the lads to be in, but second half they stuck at it, kept working hard, and you know, it would have been great if we could have scored, but scoring in Europe is very, very difficult. And it's been, you know, no matter, even though, you know, people might say Graham was missed tonight, you know, Graham has played in a number of the European matches. Scoring has proved difficult for us in Europe this year. I know that the opposition, I believe that we played this year, have been better than over 2 games than ourselves, because they played at a higher level. But at the same time, we've had opportunities in games and we haven't stuck them, and but that's probably the most disappointing thing.
And like John, it is 6 European games in a row now without a goal. Is that a worrying trend, or is it something that it kind of looks worse than it actually is?
Yeah, I think it looks worse than it is. We're finished for this year. Then by the time you get around to next year, you'll have another you know, different team and different players. Well, not different players. You'll have a lot of the same players, but you'll certainly have the new players. I think, you know, if you look at it, last year we had, you know, we'd scored a number of goals in the round. I think we'd scored 6 in one round, and then obviously Larnaca have proved what a good team they are as well. And so look, I keep saying it's you know, people, you know, talk about our league and whatever, I'm the most positive person out there. But I understand football. I've been in football for 20 years. I've been, you know, a professional coach. I know when teams are good at the different levels and whatever. And when you get to this level of European football, and no matter what team you have out there, it's always going to be difficult the way that a team like Rosenborg pass and use the ball and use their pace. And but at the same time, you know, sometimes maybe their pressure causes those mistakes. But it certainly is disappointing from our own point of view, because in a lot of the games we were in it up to the first goal, and that's what's disappointing. But you know, other than that, it's the fact we didn't score, didn't, you know, these things happen. So I think it probably looks worse on reflection than it actually is. It's just disappointing for this year that in 4 games we didn't score, because certainly I think you could definitely say we definitely had chances in games of it, you know, and we didn't take them. But you know, that's just the way it is.
And is there anything that can be done to kind of to work on avoiding the mistakes, like when the step up is so big from domestic to European football?
Yeah, it's all about concentration, you know, and the speed of thought, and that's the difference. You know, like someone said to me the other day, you know, you played a non-league team the other day, got 5, different level, different pace, different intensity, you know, and that's the brilliant thing about Europe. When you get here, you have to challenge yourself against clubs with you know, fantastic facilities, fantastic structures, and we've always done really well in giving a good account to ourselves, and we haven't in all the games, you know, on reflection. Okay, 3-0 tonight didn't, but at the same time, you know, you look at the game and people that were there on the ground, you could see the pace of movement, and our lads did great. But you know, it's you know, the higher level you're playing, the better your concentration gets, and sometimes, as I keep saying, in our league, you dominate games a lot more than you do in Europe, and but it's, you know, it's great learning for the guys. There's no, you know, at the end of the day, all these lads are great. They train every day. They're representing the club and they're brilliant guys. But, you know, that's our level, and our level now is to win the league and try and win a cup, because that's what we done last year, and in our own league we're up at the top. That's what we're trying to do again.
Now, what is the nature of Graham's injury and how long will he be out for?
Well, we're hoping he'll be back for Sunday.
Okay.
You know, so it's one of those ones that it was. You know, the doctor last night felt that he wasn't right himself. He wasn't comfortable. He just had kind of knocked on his back last Thursday. Just hasn't cleared up. But we'd hope he'd be back in for Sunday. But we'll have to wait and see.
Yours?